In this video, I'm going to share with you why you ought to have a project manager and why they're important and how they're going to make sure you meet deadlines, you come below cost, and you deliver really good projects. Project managers are extremely important for property deals. Some people don't use them because they see them as a cost center. In my experience, having used project managers, I can tell you I can't do without them. They're fantastic in terms of helping you set the budget, to monitor, control, execute and close off deals. They are extremely important, and if you find a really good one, and there's plenty out there by the way, if you find a good one, they will be worth their weight in gold. They're not only going to save you money, they're going to save you time, costs, and you can scale because a good project manager can look after more than one deal at any one time. So let's explore some of the benefits I've seen personally in using a project manager. Number one, you've got one point of communication. So on your project, you'll have employees, contractors, subcontractors, you'll be outsourcing to people. There could be 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 different parties working on the project at any one point, and somebody needs to be the central command in terms of communication. Otherwise, things start going wrong, missed off, overlap, arguments, all sorts, and it becomes a really messy kitchen. So if you've got a good project manager, they will manage the communication, keep everybody on plan, make sure that the work program is being followed, make sure everybody's working together, and most importantly, to make sure that the project is delivered on time, at cost or below cost, and is of a really good standard. So communication in the whole thing is key, and a good project manager will help you do that. Number two, a poorly managed project is going to be a demotivator for everybody working on that project. One person will blame somebody else, they blame somebody else, the whole thing becomes a mess. You'll have a nightmare, costs are going to spiral. If you've got bank funding, the bank's not going to be happy. It's going to be a disaster. People will walk off with their tools. You'll get a bad reputation. So a good project manager will make sure everybody stays motivated. They work together and as closely as they can to deliver to the deadline and the cost set, but to make sure everybody's recognized, rewarded, valued for their contribution. And even though they are subcontractors, contractors, outsourcers, they all work together as one team, singing off one hymn sheet, for want of a better expression, to make sure you get the outcome that you want. Number three, risk management. Now there's a lot of risks in property, especially if you're doing development deals, new builds, commercial conversions, a lot of spinning parts, and unless you're really experienced and you've done a lot of deals and you've got the time, somebody needs to manage those risks. And a good project manager will come in there, be aware, have the works program, be aware of all the risks, will mitigate and cover those risks as best as possible to make sure nothing goes wrong, everything works in harmony, so that you get what you're looking for, which is a good project, a good product, delivered on time, everybody paid fairly, rewarded, and of course, if you have got a commission bonus structure, which I suggest you'd have, because that keeps everybody incentivized and you're all again focused and have the same goal, then a good project manager will minimize all those risks for you. Hopefully the risk is minimized, and if anything happens, not only is it minimized, it's very quickly to address and eliminate, because risks cost money and risks make people go bankrupt very quickly. So you and I want to make sure we avoid that by having a good project manager. Number four, having a budget. So of course at the start you'll have an appraisal with all your costs, you'll budget for those costs, and a good project manager doesn't just come within budget, they make sure they come below budget. Budget is there just to give you the headline costs, to demonstrate to the bank the deal works, demonstrate to you, to your investors, the deal works. You then incentivize your project manager and say anything that you get below cost, hopefully most things, give them an incentive so they get a bonus for being proactive and getting things done, and you share the benefit in terms of the additional profit with them so that things are done on time, below cost. So everybody stays happy and everybody wins, because as you save money, you share it with your team, so they feel valued and recognized. It's a win-win for everybody. Number 5, a project manager makes sure everybody's focused and working towards the same goal and the same deadlines. Now, when you're doing big projects like the one that I'm just doing right now for 40 houses, there's a lot going on and there's a lot of people on site doing different things, and if we don't keep them all focused and make sure we're working towards the works program, it's gonna be a disaster. And when things go wrong in property on bigger deals, mine and even bigger, the costs are spiraling. So for us, it's costing us between 100 to 150,000 pounds each week in terms of labor costs plus materials. Now you can imagine something goes wrong for 2 or 3 weeks, you're looking at between 3 to 375 for 500 grand. We can't afford to lose that because that's a huge chunk of the profit, if not all of the profit. So you got to make sure everybody's focused, everybody knows what they have to do to come in, out on time, meet the deadlines, and a good project manager is going to make sure everybody's focused and everybody knows what the overall goal, aim and vision is. So I hope that's given you a kind of a broad brush approach to why you should use a project manager. I could easily list 15-20 different reasons. I've kept it simple just to give you some of the basics to help you understand why you need a project manager. Now you've got 2 options. You can either become one yourself or go out there and find a good one. When you do, stick to them, look after them and make deals work for yourself.